David Brown here in Corvallis, Oregon, just outside the Oregon State team store. It's Oregon State, the number 3 seed, taking on SDSU, the number 14 seed, in the first round of the NCAA Women's Tournament. Now, SDSU, their tallest player on the roster is 6 feet 2 inches tall. They're going to have a big size disadvantage against Oregon State, and their 6'6" center, Ruth Hamblin. She's from British Columbia. They call her the Canadian Hammer. She was the Pac-12 Player of the Year, averages 13 points and 9 rebounds, but SDSU does have some experience defending against big posts like Oral Roberts' Vicky McIntyre, and players and head coach Aaron Johnston admitted that experience may help them come this first round matchup.
We've played players like that in the past. In our league we have a 6'7" post, so we've had that matchup and we prepared for that, so that's definitely going to help us tomorrow.
McIntyre's a really good player, you know, and I don't think she probably still gets enough credit nationally for how good she was. We'll see that kind of length inside, you know, with the first and second rotations, not just a one-time player here. And I think the other big difference with Oregon State, too, is their length on the perimeter. You know, one of the things we are in our league is really long on the perimeter. We'll start everybody 6 foot or higher, and in our league that's a big difference. But now as you play Oregon State, I mean, that's their starting lineup too.
From a strategy perspective, Oregon State head coach Scott Ruick knows the Jacks will key in on Hamblin, but that she'll always be an integral part of the Beavers' game plan.
We look at Ruth a lot, you know, she's a centerpiece of our offensive attack, you know, but that's what makes us good, and it's what makes South Dakota State good too. You know, they can score inside and out, and so, you know, we've got to be hitting on all cylinders. We know that.
Now, for her part, Hamblin knows the Jacks don't have the size to match her 6'6" frame, so she's predicting they'll resort to other ways to attack her on both ends.
They're just very tough and they're very physical, so I think that's going to be a huge part of the game, responding to that and raising the level.
Specifically, when the Jacks are on offense, Mariah Claren knows she'll be facing some great length from both Hamblin as well as OSU's other 6-foot players, and that'll shape how SDSU plays both inside and outside.
Making sure that I am seeing other players open on the floor and making sure our guards are attacking, and we're just really attacking her and trying to find the open player. They're
going to have a say in what we get to do, you know, and so we've had a size advantage there all year. You know, there's not many Ruths around, and so that's just, excuse me, that's just a big part of our game plan every night.
In the end, the message is clear. Whether it's a board game or a basketball game, Ruth Hamblin is the key.
That's where the chess match comes in, you know, and so Ruth is probably, you know, the piece in the game that is going to determine a lot of things on both sides.
Hamblin is 6 feet 6 inches tall, and obviously, as the SDSU players and coaches mentioned, McIntyre, whom they're familiar with, is 6 feet and 7 inches tall. Keep in mind, however, that the Jacks played Oral Roberts 3 times this season and won all 3 games, but McIntyre's stat line was astounding. 21 points, 17 rebounds, and 8 blocks is what she averaged in the 3 games. But again, the Golden Eagles went 0-3 against SDSU, so it presents a little bit of an interesting dynamic. Should SDSU maybe allow Hamblin to score and get a lot of rebounds and fill up her stat line while focusing on Oregon State's perimeter players? It's certainly a question that Aaron Johnston and the Jacks will answer on Friday as they play their first round game against Oregon State. I'll be live tweeting starting just before the 4 o'clock Central PM tip-off, and we'll have a full recap on a special night and time of Jackrabbit Journal next week, Tuesday night, March 24th at 9 p.m.